Weather Authority forecast from Bruce Katz.
Well, out west they've got wildfires. Here in South Louisiana, we have tropical weather. And yes, we've got Olga making its way north and east, making landfall between Morgan City and Houma in the next 45 minutes or so. But look at the line of showers that have lined up. So we do have a flood warning in effect now, meaning that flooding is imminent. Some flooding reported. So as this line begins to move northward, we're going to get that training effect to bring with it a lot of rain over the same region. So already from Cocodrie to Dulac to Houma, that rain has been falling now for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And with that, we're seeing up to 2 to 3 inches per hour. So if that persists, we could easily see up to 3 to 5 inches in the next 45 minutes to an hour as that line moves in. Also, quite a bit of lightning with those storms as well. Farther north, it is spreading inland now, anywhere from Convet over to Laplace, Luling, and Destrehan on the river parishes, as far north as Albany, Tickfaw, Independence, some light rain, and then even farther north, up to Kentwood and Tangipahoa. Now, a little bit further eastward, a little light rain in these areas here, and you'll notice that the tornado watch that was in effect earlier for areas of Mississippi have been dropped, but we're going to be watching out now for the threat of some flooding. Speaking of flooding, in the city, no reports as of yet, but we're going to be watching some of this activity spiraling in. We do have light to moderate rain falling in and around the metro as that will begin to pick up in the next couple of hours. So take a look at the satellite picture. Again, just a huge area of heavy rain, all moving inland. And as we take a look at the latest information on now post-tropical storm Olga, meaning that it's kind of gone beyond the tropical nature, becoming more of a hybrid low with that front moving in, and it's actually being absorbed by the actual cold front. The reason why it's still a tropical storm is because the winds are at 50, moving northeast at 17. If there's any saving grace, this is a fast mover. By 8 to 9 o'clock, it's going to be out of southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi. So we have a good 6 to 9 hours to go, and then we'll be pretty much done. Take a look now at the wind field with this, anywhere from 39 to 57. 1:30 in the morning as the storm makes landfall, moving northeastward by 3:30. Parts of the city and the river parishes, Lafourche and Terrebonne, and then from the city to the North Shore between 3 and 5 o'clock, we could see some winds up to 25 to 35 sustained, gusting up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. So we could see some power outages, some trees down. So that's going to be the situation as we take a look at 2 a.m. on the backside of Olga. Look at the south wind at 46 in the Gulf, 28 from Houma to Thibodeau, near 30 coming in the city. And then as it moves a little bit closer, we could see winds of 35 to 40 in the metropolitan area, gusting up to 45 to 50. Certainly that is strong enough wind to bring down some power lines. So overnight, just keep an eye out. Download that Fox 8 weather app. It will alarm you if any warnings come your way. And then as we go through 7:30, worst of the winds begin to pick up to the northeast, and our winds finally begin to settle down. So on the satellite and the radar composite, as you can see, Olga really moving very quickly. In fact, as you look, here's the actual radar echoes coming in, shooting south. But even within this white area, this is all very heavy rain that the radar just can't shoot that far out. So we still have several hours to go of the rain, and the heavier rainfall as the center begins to move inland in the next hour. It is going to continue to get more windy as well as heavy rainfall. So here's that flood warning in effect. Houma, Dulac, Terrebonne. This is through about 2:30 in the morning here in the city. No warnings as of yet, but of course we'll watch it. Now with the storm moving inland, we are expecting coastal flood advisories on the southern facing shores. We could see some tides up to 2 to 3 feet above normal coming in for the North Shore and the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Rainfall today, boy, did we get a soaking, anywhere from 3 to near 5 inches of rain. In fact, some areas getting more. Weather watchers, we salute you. We had about 15 different weather watchers called during the afternoon, another 10 tonight. So here's what we're looking at. Poppy and Amite, 3.2. Jeff and Carrier at about 5.42. Chicky and Bush, 3.20. Robert up in Bogalusa, 3 1/3. And how about this? Candy and Bitico coming in at 4.5. 3.5 for Eddie at Goodby. Vernon Covington at 4. Jim and Ponchatoula, 4.16. And look at the averages coming in. Too many names. Again, we thank you, our weather watchers, for calling in. The hotspot, Hilton and Destrehan, over 8 inches of rain, where most of us have gotten anywhere from around 3 to 5. So here's your storm moving north. As it moves off to the northeast, it looks like it will continue through 5:30 to 6. By 7:30 to 8, it finally does begin to move out. Remember the Fox 8 weather phone, and you can always download the Delta World Tire weather phone and also the weather app. Certainly a great tool to have. As that low begins to pull north by the morning, things begin to settle down. And look at that behind the front, temperatures falling into the 50s. So we are going to turn a little bit cooler. But again, the next 6 to 8 hours, we're going to be here, possibly flooding and very heavy winds. So, of course, stay tuned to Fox 8 and the Fox 8 weather app.